Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Disjalta Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Yo, what's up?
Nothing much. Ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Nothing much. It's Thursday night. There's a lot. What's up?
Okay, fine. There is stuff that is happening, and we will talk about it on the show, because today is, of course, Thursday, and this is the Thursday Night Hangout, a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, topics, criticisms, all you got to do is drop it in the chat, be it on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, and we'll try to add it to the show. If we do, unfortunately, run out of time, we'll add it to the very next show, which, just in case everyone is wondering, the next show will be September the 4th, as next week, Zealeus will be somewhere else. There will be some game streaming during the usual time slot.
Indeed, I will be Dragon Conning with 75,000 of my closest Atlanta friends. Well, not just Atlanta, but all over the world coming to Dragon Con to descend upon the hotels of downtown Atlanta.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Is the football stuff still happens at the Mercedes-Benz Arena, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't affect me. So it used to really affect me because I would I'd take MARTA down.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we stay in hotels usually for the whole weekend, like I don't see it as much because previously you'd see it on MARTA going there because like it would be this crazy dichotomy of like all those people in cosplay stuff and then all those people in football gear, like two different worlds coming to downtown Atlanta to the same MARTA stop. And you get a few people who come like try to get badges after the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little bit of, but not a whole lot now that we don't take MARTA. Yeah. So we'll be there. I will be mostly doing stuff involving K-pop Demon Hunter, which if you have not seen it, you should go see K-pop Demon Hunter right after the show.
And speaking of K-pop Demon Hunter, I am actually going with my two sons to Premier Point on Saturday night for the sing-along.
Nice!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So before we actually get into the show, I have to do a shout-out, kind of like a little heads up. Nerd Burger Games has yet again delivered on their latest game that went through Kickstarter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Slay to Win. I just got it in the mail this week. It's still got the wrapper on. I'm going to try to find some time with my sons to dive into the game and see what it's all about, but I just want to give you a heads up that Slay to Win is now available for those of you who want to know. Slay to Win, are you ready to earn your place in history? Slay to Win is an occasionally cooperative role-playing, monster-killing card game. You'll create a character, grab some weapons, stock up on action cards, and save the kingdom from the deadly monsters. At the same time, you'll try to outmaneuver your friends to earn the most trophy points and go down in history as the greatest monster hunter of all time, which, reading the back of it, it sounds like if you like the game Munchkins, this is probably up your alley. But I'll be able to tell you more once I actually crack this bad boy open and play a couple rounds.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes. All right, speaking of very, very nice, let's talk about the fact that, God, I don't know, it's been maybe a month or so ago, we were talking about how HBO was basically just doing this, like, mass purge of all content for some reason, especially around, like, older Warner Brothers cartoons and stuff. Well, I have good news. There is the free streaming service called TUBI. They are now the hosts of over 800 Looney Tunes shorts, which means that the historical documents and references are now available on TUBI. And to be honest with you, TUBI's not bad. I accidentally stumbled upon it on a Roku device, I don't know, like a year ago, and that's how I actually got introduced to a great show that unfortunately didn't last very long, but it's called the the Goes Wrong show. That's where I first saw it.
Oh,
Was on
that's
Tubi.
okay.
But now, of course, now I've got even more. And there's also like a bunch of other stuff on Tubi that's worth just checking out. There's an anime. I am like a huge fan of Steve Blum. So basically, anything that he voices, I want to at least check out. And one of the animes that he voiced, which is very, very hard to find, is a show called Tenkai Knights, which is kind of like, it's almost like Lego Bionicle, but like more anime. They have these like little Lego-esque figures that allow them to teleport to this other world that's under attack by a dark knight, which seems to be, a common theme in a lot of anime. But anyways, it's worth a look as well.
Nice.
So, even more reason to go to Tubi.
I will take your word for it.
Yes, you should. Now, okay, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I still don't know how I feel about the fact that there's going to be a second SpaceBalls. Okay? I loved the original. I love Mel Brooks to death. However, I feel like, I don't know.
The only good thing it's going for it has the original people in it involved. It's not like it's some random third party, people taking over. It has some of the original, talent. Not all of it, obviously, but some of it there.
Yes. I mean, Mel Brooks apparently is reprising his role as Yogurt, which is surprising.
So I'm hoping it has some of the original awesomeness.
And I've been somehow run into like a lot of did you knows about the original Spaceballs, and it's very interesting to hear about how close Mel Brooks and George Lucas were during the thing.
Huh. Okay.
George Lucas basically gave Mel Brooks the green. Mel Brooks talked to George Lucas. He's like, look, I want to make a spoof, and I want to use Star Wars as the centerpiece. And he sent George Lucas the script, and Lucas says, phenomenal. I have one condition, though, and that is you cannot sell any merchandise, which is why Mel Brooks or Yogurt has that whole merchandising thing inside. It's basically their merchandising without actually selling Spaceballs the flamethrower.
I can appreciate that.
And also, I mean, it is impressive that they got Rick Moranis to come out of retirement to play Dark Helmet again. But some really cool news is that John Candy's son, Chris, apparently is going to play some part in the Spaceballs 2. He'll be playing the part of Barf Jr., which I don't know how big that role is, but it's still kind of cool that the son of the late great John Candy is also part of the project.
I can definitely appreciate that.
So that's cool. That's cool.
Yep, it's been too many years, I'd say, since I've seen the OG Spaceballs. So I really should watch that first.
It was 2 weeks ago for me.
Definitely been more than 2 weeks for me.
My sons were like, Spaceballs the movie. I'm like, all right, fine. Yeah, let's watch it.
Man, don't force me, man. I don't know. This is a tough one. You're going to have to force my hand to watch this.
Oh, yeah. It's so difficult to watch.
I don't know.
But yeah.
The things we do for your kids.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But, so, I mean, I'm, like I said, I still don't know how I feel about it, but at least it feels like they're going in the right direction.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but everything I've heard about the new airplane, for instance, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I think with these type of spoof movies, when you have the spirit of the original still there,
yeah,
I think that's what to make it. It's different than like, Scary Movie, where once they realized off of one or two, you can just milk it.
Yeah.
Is very different than trying to keep it authentic to the original material. Or the spirit of the original, I would probably say, more than the actual material.
Okay.
So we shall.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's talk about since we're on the topic of sequels, let's talk about the fact that there is going to be a sequel to a very, which is now building into a very funny franchise. There is going to be a third Super Troopers.
I honestly don't know if I've seen the first two.
I've seen the first one. I think I've seen parts of the second one. Actually, no, I've seen parts of the second one. I have not seen the second one from start to finish, but the first one was phenomenal. My only gripe about it or qualm about it is the fact that I want Beer Fest 2. Because they promised, they said, what was it? Smoker Fest was going to be the next one because they had like Willie Nelson and whatever. But I want that one. But another Super Troopers probably going to be good. I don't know what the story's going to be, but we're going to get a second one or a third one.
I think whenever I see the title for Super Troopers, my mind immediately goes to Starship Troopers.
That's where I thought you were going to say.
And I just get very confused. I'm like, wait, what? There's already like 4 Starship Troopers out.
No. Different type of troopers.
I know, but they're all super in my heart.
Yeah. It seems like quite a few, if not all of the regular core cast of Super Troopers is coming back yet again, including Brian Cox.
Which is not the case with Starship Troopers.
No. Brian Cox is I thoroughly enjoy him in almost anything I've seen him in. He's the Russian spy in the movie Red that we talked about, I think last week or maybe the week before. That's a great movie.
Nice.
But yeah. So another Super Troopers. I wonder when we can expect this one. I believe so the first one was 2001. The second one was 2018. So maybe 2026, 2027. I don't know. I mean, we're in August of 2025.
That we are.
Almost
September.
So I would assume probably like late 2026 or early 2027, if I'm having to ballpark it.
It's a mystery to me, sir.
Yes.
I have no idea when any movie comes out. I just wait till it magically appears on one of my streaming services, and I'm like, aha, I can watch it now.
Yeah. Well, of course, Prime always like screws you over because it's like, oh, look at this, it's available. Well, actually, you have to pay like a shit ton of money to watch it, but technically you could watch it at home.
Oh, yeah. No, they want you to totally do the subscription thing, and then I'm assuming get a cut of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All about the monies.
Yes. Now, talking about broadcasting or trying to predict the run of a show and how long it's that's going to be around or when you think the end is going to come. That Harry Potter show that's been filming and whatever, Nick Frost, of course, playing the part of Hagrid. Apparently, he's been spotted everywhere in his Hagrid gear. They have come out and said that the plan is this. Harry Potter, the TV show, will run for 10 years. So that means that the show will end in 2037. So my question to everyone out there is, will it actually do the entire 10? And will it be able to retain everybody for the entire 10? Because that's a hell of a commitment.
I mean, my first thing is, if it actually only take 10 years to do the 7 books, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Because the pattern in online streaming services for basically since COVID has been taking like years in between seasons.
See, I don't think they're going to be taking time off. I think that's the only way they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, because I mean, Harry Potter is very much a series where it's like, they're kids, and if you take 20 years to do it, they'll be like, is the age of James and Lily Potter by the time you get to the fourth book.
Yep.
So it's like, yes, they kind of have to do expediently, but you're also right. I mean, it's kind of funny where we say like no time off, but you think about it, that's how network television ran for years, right?
Yeah.
Basically until streaming. So really until the last, 5 to 10 years, every television show, that's how it ran. You had 20 to 24 episodes. They got a little break at the end of the school year, and then usually around August, September, it all started up again.
Yep.
So that's the way, TV ran for years. It's not like it took like 2 years off because everybody forgot it existed. Oh, wait, that's what happens with online streaming now. People forget shows exist after 3-year hiatuses.
Mm-hmm.
So on the surface, that's a good thing because it means shit will actually come in a timely manner. But more to your question of whether it'll last, ultimately comes down to, is it good?
Yeah.
Is it the Lord of the Rings path or I guess Rings of Power technically, where it's all beautiful and gorgeous and the cinematography is magnificent, but the story is kind of meh?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it take the path of, ironically, I've not enjoyed the Fallout TV series, but everyone else besides me seems to really like it. Where I think the key is, though, with Harry Potter is it has to remain true to the source material.
Right.
I just don't, there'll be too much of a shitstorm if it deviates from from the books in any significant way. Obviously, it's going to in some cases because they're just doing adaptation from book to TV. There's going to have to be just some differences.
Right.
But you can't do crazy overhauls. Although I guess they already have tried doing that with people's nationalities versus what was explicitly stated in the book, but that's a whole other topic. I think if it starts off well, I think it can make it. But then you also get the case of like, oh my gosh, total brain fart. What's the series that was canceled on Amazon Prime that everyone was sad about? After the third season, the Wheel of Time, right?
Yeah.
Where the third season was the best of the 3 seasons. But the problem is it took to the third season to become the best season, and people had already kind of given up on it by then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the trick is it going to be good from the beginning where it's going to be good? I hope it does. So that 10 years from now, I can just binge the hell out of it and enjoy it because that's what I'm going to do. And that's my worry. That's what everyone else is going to do too.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kill the numbers.
I think I'll go on record and say that I think the intrigue will, bare minimum, I think that this will go at least 3 seasons. I think in all actuality, I wonder how the contracts are structured for all of the characters that are going to be involved in this. And I have a funny feeling that we're not going to see them cross that finish line. I would say 6 or 7 years, and then the people will be gassed.
Yeah, I know because you saw that with Game of Thrones.
Yep.
And I know that was from the actor's perspective. By the end, like they were done.
Yeah.
And they were spent. But then you look at shows like NCIS, where some of those actors have been on the show for like 20 years, or Grey's Anatomy, where
Supernatural.
Supernatural. So there are,
which I've never seen,
precedent for these, actors. And you look at like Jason Eccles, where like he goes straight from Supernatural to like he's in like 4 other shows concurrently. It feels like.
Yeah.
So there is precedent for actors and actresses doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the tricky part is though, like, something like Supernatural, it was really the 2 of them, right? Like,
yep.
That's it. Like even Grey's Anatomy, I think, their 22nd season, there's like 2 or 3 actors who lasted the entire time.
Right.
NCIS, I don't know if they have any OGs left. I think the longest running now is McGee, and I don't remember if he was in the first season or not.
He might have been.
I think he came later in the first season. I don't think he was
I
in
don't
the.
think he was in the first episode, but I think he arrived
Yeah.
in the first season.
So that's what season 20. No, season 23 or something. So you have one actor who's made it the whole time.
Yeah.
The problem with Harry Potter, though, is
That's a shit ton of
I'm
actors.
sure it's gonna be, yeah, you're gonna have like there'll be 2 or 3 actors who can make it through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, although I would also say the most important are Hermione, Ron, and Harry, right? Those are the 3. I think everyone else is honestly pretty interchangeable. We might not want them to be, but they are. Like, I think you could pretty much swap out any of the teachers. Like, who really cares who, Beatrix Lestrange is or who Voldemort is? Like, a lot of those you can change out pretty easily. I mean, even in the movies, you change out Dumbledore, right? So
it's because he died.
What?
He died. That's why they changed it. Otherwise, it would have been the same dude.
Man, they just needed the elixir of life.
So he should have taken the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really the 3 kids. That's who really matters in the long run. It's like, will the 3 of them make it? And basically, take their entire youth filming Harry Potter.
I would say that yes, I think certain characters could be interchangeable. I wouldn't say that it's just 3 characters though. I would think that you would want continuity with, of course, the 3 characters plus maybe like 4 teachers and like Malfoy. His cronies could interchange whatever.
Malfoy. See, it's funny. Even like Hagrid, I think would be pretty interchangeable because of his physique. Like, people who are very encumbered, like with his huge beard and stuff, he'd be very easy to cast as a different character. I put aside Nick Frost because I think Nick Frost will put a very unique stamp on Hagrid.
Yes.
So that part aside, just from a purely, physical attribute perspective, like him and Dumbledore, for instance, are extremely interchangeable. But as far as the actor goes, I would actually say Nick Frost is not interchangeable.
Right. No, yeah.
Nick Frost, man.
It's that level of charisma. You can't really change that out.
Agreed. And then, honestly, it's kind of the same way with the movie Hagrid. Like, the movie Hagrid was really great at being Hagrid. I have no idea who he is now, but
Coltrane. I can't remember his first name. He unfortunately has passed as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Robbie Coltrane.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll try doing like any crossovers, like, have the OG cast like do cameos or anything.
I think
later in the seasons, like not to start with, but like once it's established, be kind of curious. I think it'd be fun to do like a random student or teacher who you see for like 5 seconds. Like, oh, we invited this new teacher, and it turns out to be, one of the main actors. I just think that'd be kind of cool down the road.
Rupert Grint.
Yeah, it is just there. He's just a random teacher. They don't even announce it. They don't even make a big deal of it. Like, that would be actually the really cool way of doing it.
Actually, it'd be funny if he was just like one of like the Weasley cousins or something.
Yeah. 100%. And I think that'd be fun. Or like all of a sudden, like season 7, Daniel Radcliffe is an Auror. He's just there.
Yeah.
He just shows up. It's like, let's go. And he doesn't kill anybody. Doesn't really do anything. He just happens to be there in the background.
Though, for me personally, if Daniel Radcliffe were to join the show, even just for like an episode or 2, he would have to have like facial hair. I don't know. It just, for me, I would require, or maybe some like, prosthetic scar down the face, but not like a lightning bolt, which is not a lightning bolt. Okay. It is actually for those nuts out there who think that they're Harry Potter people, but think it's a lightning bolt. It's not. It's actually the way that you have to swish your wand in order to do the death curse.
Which happens to look like a lightning bolt.
Which happens to be in the shape of a lightning bolt, yes. But it could have been a smiley face if that's the way that the wand had to move.
That would have been creepy.
That would have been funny and crazy. Yes.
An upside down smiley face.
Yeah, upside down smiley face, which is now a frown.
I mean, it's definitely a show that I will be keeping an eye on to see. I kind of hope, like, if there is a show, it's tricky because if the movies had not come out, if there were a show that could recapture basically the Game of Thrones magic of people are, examining every episode as it comes out,
yeah,
it would actually be the Harry Potter TV series. But I think because the movies have already come out, it's going to make it harder to recapture that. That's the one franchise I think is possible of recreating, the Game of Thrones magic, where everyone does pay attention to each episode.
I'll actually think that there's going to be these digital forensic people who have this list of gripes from all of the 8 movies, and they are going to have a checklist to see if the TV show will ease their pain that was caused by throwing chunks of the book out in order to fit it into a movie.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
No, I do not have a checklist.
Are you going to have a checklist?
No. Not written down.
Fair enough. But you're right. There's going to 100% be every episode that comes out. There's going to be forum posts, probably on Reddit and other places, full of, what the episode got wrong or what did it miss. There's
going to be reaction videos on YouTube by the bajillions.
Yeah.
Did you see episode 1? Did you see how they did this and it's not supposed to be like this? Oh my God, what's wrong with these people?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I think it can be great. I hope it is great. You just have to see how it goes. They just have to follow the source material.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that difficult.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's talk about another long-running TV series that is kind of in limbo right now. And that, of course, is the only Doctor Who. After the abrupt exit of the last generation's Doctor, there's a lot of questions as to will the series continue on? Because Disney's kind of like, maybe. The chief content officer at the BBC has finally come out and broken the silence and has stated that the Doctor will be back with or without Disney.
There you go.
So, now the question is, does Disney have to give a definitive answer in order for the BBC to continue? Are we going to have like this, basically this stall tactic kind of, flip-flop type of action from Disney that's going to basically screw over Doctor Who?
Honestly, I think a couple-year hiatus from Doctor Who is not the worst thing right now. Kind of give it a little bit of a reboot. I mean, it worked very well for the current, new Who generation, starting with David Eccleston or Christopher Eccleston. It rebooted and really got a new generation of fans interested. I don't think taking, a couple of years and kind of doing the same thing and kind of reimagining a little bit would not be the worst thing per se for the long-term health and longevity of the Doctor Who franchise.
Now, I think what they really need to do during this hiatus is they need to find that next surefire Doctor. Because yes, this past one and then Jodie Whittaker, those were okay, but they weren't. You weren't captured by Capaldi. You weren't as captured by Capaldi and Matt Smith and of course the legendary David Tennant. You haven't had those 3 doctors. you haven't had anybody in basically that same stratosphere.
I agree. You also need a good showrunner because that was part of the issue. Right? You had some kind of a season or two there that was kind of not. The actors were not necessarily like during Capaldi's run. I would say the acting was not the issue. It was some of the stories were just kind of meh.
Yeah, they're just kind of throwaways.
Yeah, throwaways. Like, I mean, the seasons are like 8-10 episodes. There's no reason to have throwaway episodes.
Right.
So that's one of the arguments for having shorter seasons, which is not a bad argument.
Right.
But that is exactly why, is because it's a shorter prestige TV, because it's shorter, you don't need to have filler episodes. So I think that's the key thing, is get back to having, good quality material. Because that is half the battle, right? Like if you don't have good source material, yeah. But you are right. You need to have that actor like on the level of a David Tennant who's going to be able to really show through and bring Doctor Who to everyone.
Right. I probably have already said this before, but one really cool thing about Capaldi was that his actual his Doctor Who intro was actually done by him. It was his guitar riff, which was kind of cool. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a time, the showrunner left because he was on 7 other projects, including Sherlock. So,
yeah, that's part of the trick. Is like you get a great showrunner,
yeah,
and then you want to be used everywhere else.
Yep.
And that's, it's a lot of TV shows. Like you look at Shonda Rhimes, and how many shows have they started over the years? And then they kind of go do something else. And that seems to be the thing. Is like, you started, and then, so I get it. They have magic. And so you want to get something else going, but then potentially something that's already great then suffers in the process.
Right.
So that's, yeah.
All right. All right.
So I'm hoping.
Huh?
Yeah. No, I'm hoping Doctor Who can recapture that magic.
Same here. I need more Doctor in my life. And I need to actually watch basically all of the episodes that have the latest Doctor in it.
Honestly, haven't watched since Capaldi.
I watched the Jodie Whittaker ones, and they were fine. They had a little bit of agenda to it, but that's fine. You're But anyways, all right.
My problem is I've never had Disney Plus or BBC. So I think I watched them all when they were on Netflix years ago.
Were they on Netflix? Really? Yeah, probably.
Oh, they were definitely on Netflix. That's how I watched them. But that was up until that was old New Who.
Mm-hmm.
We now have different generations of New Who. I mean, that was like Matt Smith and David Tennant were on Netflix. So it's been many years since they're on Netflix for sure.
Ah, yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause real quick to and thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore, and that, of course, is the friends of the show. And to start it off, let's start with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships with local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts that challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves, which, by the way, the industry is, oh boy. But anyways, for more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give is the AV Master himself, and that, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Wackid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. The next shout out we're going to give is to a local guy who helps get those aches and pains out of your body and from those long gaming sessions or having to sit in your office chair, and that, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we're going to give, excuse me, got something stuck in my throat. The next shout out we're going to give is to the music maestro himself, and that, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion? CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. The final shout out we're going to give is to the original backer on Patreon of Alter Confusion. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both a development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings, and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software products the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, at this very moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you must be dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, it's quite simple, and I will tell you to you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, werewolves, swamp creatures, vampires, mummies, supporters, and more, to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers that you can pledge at. We have the $1 a month tier, that's $1 a month or $12 a year. And what that will get you is early access to all of our playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in any patron-only post. Now, if you're willing to bump that up just a little bit from $1 to $5, that's $5 a year or $5 a month or $60 a year, that not only would you get everything at the $1 tier, but you'll also gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show section of every single Thursday night hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion today. Excuse me, need to take a quick sip.
Yummy sips.
I'm drinking out of the cup that's my son's, and he's pissed that I stole his cup again. But
how dare you, sir?
Phooey on him. I was the one who bought it for him, so I should be able to use it when I want to use it, okay? Then I wasn't really paying attention. I just grabbed the first cup I could find so I could fill it up with water and squirt some Mio in there and come sprinting down to do the show. But anyways.
Likely story.
Another shout out for Alter Confusion people. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 14 years straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. What this means is the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion. Now, also, for those of you out there who are dying to get their hands on some Altered Confusion merch, such as a hat or perhaps a nice shiny vinyl sticker, which isn't really shiny, but it is very durable, or perhaps you're looking for the Altered Confusion coffee mug, which is not exactly going to be this one because we got a newer version out there, or I was kind of hoping that it was going to arrive today, but it's now scheduled to arrive tomorrow. The Altered Confusion beanie is on its way to my house. Or you could get the notepad or the Altered Confusion
I don't
socks.
even know why you have any other stuff in your house. You just literally throw everything out, which means we need some Altered Confusion plates. We need some Altered Confusion utensils.
Well, we do. There is an Altered Confusion pet food bowl as well.
I mean, a food bowl could take the place of a plate in like 98% of issues. So I think you're onto something. Guess what, kids? You're going to start eating out of dog bowls.
Pet food bowls, okay? We are not discriminating. They can be used by many different pets.
And children.
And children, yes.
I mean, children are kind of
if in a pinch, it can definitely be used for human consumption.
There you go. Just don't actually eat the bowl.
Yes, please don't. That would actually hurt because that thing has a lot of metal in it.
Nice.
You'd be breaking teeth, okay?
You'd be a metalhead.
Okay, now, there's some big video game thing going on right now. You might have heard. So they're showing off lots of games, both for the good and for the bad. One of the games that they're showing off, and of course the convention I'm talking about, I believe is Gamescom. Yep. One of the games they're showing off is Elden Ring on the Switch 2, and apparently it's a disaster.
Oh, no!
Apparently the performance is just butt awful.
Nice. I mean, yeah, go on.
Okay, so I understand the desire to put like those hot games on all the platforms, but not all games have to be on all the platforms. And this one, I know Switch 2, it's new, it's it's upgraded, all that stuff, but at the same time, first of all, I would never play Elden Ring on any device because I want to continue to live, and I don't want to have to deal with property damage. For those of you out there who don't know, I put in 30 hours into Elden Ring, and I still couldn't beat the first boss. And so, for the sake of all of my gaming stuff and the structure of my house, I quit the game so I wouldn't break anything. But anyways, Elden Ring, Switch 2, terrible.
I mean, Elden Ring's also been out for over 3 years now.
Yes.
And we asked that question last week, I think, about would Switch 2 outsell the Switch 1?
Yes, we did.
And I think one of the differentiators could potentially be is if we're already seeing not even new games that have been out for 3 years, run like shit on the Switch 2, what's going to happen in 5 years? Like, are any new games in 5 years going to run on the Switch 2? So I think that's my worry is, if the Switch 2 is already incapable of running it can run it, but can it run it well? Basically AAA games, is that going to kill potentially the long-term prospects of the Switch 2?
Once again, I think it will come down the games or the library that the Switch 2 is going to have that's going to make or break it. It's going to be first party.
Fair enough.
Is it nice to have these AAA titles from third-party developers? Absolutely, because you're going to get the fringe gamers. But your main focus, you've got to come out and like knock it out of the park with Donkey Kong games and Mario games, and if there's going to be another Smash Brothers, there's a new Kirby sky racing game that's coming out that looks interesting. Apparently it is a series that was, or a game that was on the GameCube, which is a couple iterations back now. Let's see. How many iterations is that? Switch, Wii U, Wii, GameCube. So 4 iterations back. So it's been a while since you've seen that game. It's kind of like a Mario Kart-esque type of game, but instead of Mario characters, you have Kirby characters. But you know, Zelda, I mean, Jesus, you can't, you have to just smash it when it comes to games like Zelda. Give us a new Kid Icarus. How about that? Let's you know, let's go deep into the archive. Or give me a super solid Metroid Prime 4.
Has there even been a Switch 2 Zelda game announced?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
There hasn't been. There's not a Mario game, and there's not a Zelda game. There's definitely not a Kid Icarus game. But Metroid Prime 4 is being talked about. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's been talked about. And of course, we need a big Pokemon game.
Pokemon. Yes. So we shall see. Maybe it'll happen. I don't know. All I know is right now, at this moment, I'm not incentivized whatsoever to get a Switch 2.
Nor am I.
Is kind of where I'm at. Like, okay.
I just bought myself replacement Joy-Cons for my Switch so that I can actually use the I think it's the left shoulder button, because for some reason it broke on my other Joy-Con, and it's amazing how many games use that freaking button. And there's no option to remap the buttons. So I okay. I'm going to jump on my soapbox. I understand that there are certain games that you don't want players to be able to remap your keys. But if it is a single-player game, for the love of all that's holy, allow me to map my freaking keys, because maybe my perfect combo to get the most out of your game is not your perfect combo. Yes, I know you tested it. Hopefully you tested it. God, I pray that you freaking put it through testing before you throw it out there. But
I mean, the developer is a tester, correct?
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Deep breaths, Charlie. Deep breaths. Oh yeah, I do my own testing because I can, you know, I can put myself into different mind spaces, because I know what the game's supposed to do. That's not how you test.
We're not trying to rile up Charlie at all.
I need a paper bag now. Okay.
That's why you have one on standby whenever you talk to me.
Let's move on to the next topic, okay?
No, we must reach that party.
Okay, so look, can I ask something? Did I like freaking fall asleep for like a bajillion years or something? I have no recollection of anything being mentioned around what's being called the Xbox PC gaming handheld. What?
Is this just a
actually,
PC
I believe the official name is the ROG
Republic of
Xbox Ally.
Okay.
And then there's also the ROG Xbox Ally X.
Okay, so it's an Asus handheld, probably Windows 11 gaming device. That's all it is.
It's basically Microsoft's answer to the Steam Deck. That's really what it is.
Yeah, so Microsoft has basically partnered. I mean, I know nothing about it except for you're saying, but I'm just familiar with the space to know that Microsoft, I'm sure, is partnered with Asus to basically create a handheld gaming device. And I'm assuming Microsoft is giving Asus the seal of approval to give it the Xbox moniker from a marketing perspective. It's Microsoft, and it probably something to do with the Game Pass. It probably comes with like a Game Pass magically on it or something. because that's what Microsoft wants: is subscribe everything, buy nothing. So yeah, it's a handheld Windows gaming device, I'm sure, in the form of the Steam Deck.
So, just for those curious, apparently, see, here's the thing that's caught. The reason why I ask where the hell have I been? Have I been asleep? Is that it's coming out October 16th of this year.
Yeah,
Not only that, but here's some prices that are out there. You can get the. I'm going to keep calling it the ROG. Okay, I'm sure that people are like, no, it's supposed to be ROG. The ROG Xbox Ally. You can get that for basically $550, or you can get the ROG Xbox Ally X for $900.
Oh, that's quite the difference.
Yeah. Let's see here. It is definitely with Asus. It has an AMD processor. It's got a Ryzen Z2 with 4 Zen 2 cores with 8 threads and 8 RDNA 2 GPU cores. 16 gigs of RAM and a 512 gigabyte SSD, which means you could play 4 games. I'm just kidding. It's not that bad.
Interesting. Yeah, I get it. They want to, get the moonies that the Steam Deck is making. So I get why they're doing it. Which is funny because most people are going to get it and just install Steam on it.
Oh God, yes. But they're like, what was it? It's going to be a Windows 11 machine, with its new UI that should make it reasonably simple to play your Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass game, GOG, or good old games for those old people out there, and Steam games on the device.
Yeah, so I get it. It makes sense. I mean, it's just, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, if I traveled and stuff, I would care more, but seeing as I don't really travel a whole lot for like work and whatnot, I'm just pretty much like, whatever.
Yes.
Because it would be convenient at times, but
indeed,
the times are not needed.
It would. Okay. So we talked about this either last week or the week before, and that was the fact that BioShock 4 is still a thing. Well, it's now coming out that the development studio behind BioShock 4, Cloud Chamber, is apparently letting go of a third of their staff.
Oh, that's something. That's a lot.
That's 80 people were let go.
Yikes.
Yes. Originally, this game was supposed to be targeting late 2026, but if you just dropped a third of your staff off into unemployment, I have a funny feeling that we are not going to see this in late 2026.
Anytime soon. Yeah,
yes.
Feels like we're a little bit further away than would be nice, but what do you do?
Yes,
Yeah. I honestly never could get into the BioShocks. I don't know. I tried them and they just didn't hook me for some reason. Maybe I need to retry them again. I don't know.
I don't know what it was, but I really connected with BioShock Infinite. That was like the BioShock game for me. Which I think is the third one?
Sounds right.
I think it's right. I don't know. It just, I mean, I played through. Did I actually beat? I think I've beaten all of the BioShocks, but I think the Infinite was the one I was like, yeah, hardcore.
I think that's what I've heard most about, like from an actual, what's out there that people played.
Well, I think it was like the characters in that one, I think, were the most relatable. And I actually have I've got the Funko Pop in my closet of wonders. of the Booker DeWitt, who is the main character in BioShock Infinite.
So apparently there's BioShock and BioShock 2 Remastered also on Steam. I did not know that until now.
Actually, you know what? I might actually. I wonder if I own.
I definitely own BioShock Remastered, but it's interesting because BioShock 2 is a very positive on Steam, and the BioShock 2 Remastered is a wrong button. Definitely not. It is.
I've only got the original and the remaster of the original. I think I've got all the BioShocks on like Xbox. One of the Xbox platforms. I think the 360. Maybe. I think that's when they were out. Anyways. But yes. A third. 80 employees. Just gone.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, it's shitty right now.
Yeah. If we were talking about weird and crazy, let's talk about the fact that I've never really been a huge GTA, Grand Theft Auto fan. From the top-down days to the more intimate approach of the game, where, of course, the main objective is you're stealing cars, you're shooting up rivals, hooking up with ladies of the night. And all that stuff. So Grand Theft Auto GTA 6. Let's be cool, guys. Let's not call it Grand Theft Auto anymore. It's just GTA.
Oh, is that the official title? Didn't even know that.
That's right. So apparently there is a car that was actually used by developers for a model for one of the cars that's in the game, and it's actually going up for auction. And so you can buy this one-of-a-kind memorabilia and make it yours.
Their website still says Grand Theft Auto. Just say.
I know. Whatever. Anyways, it is a GTA, just so you know, it is a GTA 6 Vice City Police Department 2013 Chevrolet Capri PPV.
I'll take your word for it.
The auction starts on the 23rd of August at noon. And the opening bid will be $4,000, which I'm sure it will go absolutely like crazy way up there.
I haven't played any of the Grand Theft Autos, so I don't think I am the core audience for this one-of-a-kind memorabilia. I don't think I'm going to be the one who buys it.
I'm trying to think. I have played some of the GTAs, but I don't really remember. Let's see if I have it in Steam. I don't know if I have GTA. I apparently have Grand Theft Auto 4.
Do you have any hours played on it, according to Steam?
Ooh. Good question. Actually, shit. No, I'm wrong. I just typed it in wrong. I own 1, 2, San Andreas, Vice City, GTA 3, and GTA 4.
There you go.
And I have put a total of 0 hours.
Wow. You're pretty amazing, sir.
No, I know for a fact that I think it was GTA 4. I had it for one of the consoles, and I played that one. I don't know if I ever played all the way through it, but I did play a huge chunk of it. But I never played like Vice Cities or San Andreas, which was the one that got all types of trouble. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, just Google hot coffee. And it'll explain it all. Because I am not going to explain it, because then we would have to have that mature game piece in our little status window.
I know you'll be surprised, but based on the whole open worldness when it comes to GTA, just never
Zealeus,
even
no bueno.
Like nope, not even one iota of caring. So, nope, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, apparently Zealeus's Google Meet window is throwing all kinds of weird stuff at me right now, but
Oh no,
he's still there.
Is
He's
it
still
back?
there. He's still there.
Okay.
It's just saying that the connection's getting wobbly. Wibbly wobbly.
Blah, 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 blah.
Anyways, okay. I know that we're kind of running out of time, but I do want to bring up this story. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that there are streamers out there who like stream all the time. And hopefully they are doing it in a healthy and safe environment. And I say that because, unfortunately, I think it was. I want to make sure I get this. Within, I think, the last 48 hours, a gentleman, who was a popular streamer in France. So his online was known as Jean Parmenove, or JP. He's one of the biggest streamers in France on the platform Kick. He was doing an extreme challenge. He had been streaming for nearly 12 days, and during that time, he apparently suffered abusive and humiliating treatment while viewers watched online, and he, at the age of 46, passed away.
Wow.
So what this guy did was he built up a following across many different platforms, playing video games. He also appeared in extreme challenges where other streamers assaulted or humiliated him. Why?
Getting flashbacks to middle school.
I know.
So did he not sleep in those 12 hours or 12 days?
I don't know what exactly so apparently that last stream, in the stream in which he passed away, had run for nearly 300 hours straight. Participants in this extreme challenge were woken up by the revving of motorbikes in their bedroom or a leaf blower. At one point during this stream, it appears he was woken up by a bucket of water being thrown over him. He apparently suffered from cardiovascular problems, which, okay. Oh my God, this is just so freaking
sad.
Yeah.
Wacky. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunately, with this case, it sounds like there's probably something mental healthy going on.
Yes.
Which is well beyond, our ability to really understand what was happening behind the scenes.
I understand the draw for like Jackass-esque or CKY-esque shit, but at the same time, those guys were in technically a more controlled environment. When you were allowing just random people to control the stuff that you're gonna do, that's insanely dangerous, and it breaks my heart that that somehow this person was like, oh yeah, this is exactly how I want to spend my time, streaming me getting the shit kicked out of me or my ball hair shaved off by somebody. I mean, what?
That does not sound like fun to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't.
No thanks, I'll pass.
Yeah. Anyway, so
yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, there's always been people with issues, and social media, like streaming and whatever service you're on, has a way of magnifying it almost, because now you have a whole cadre of people who are just going to feed whatever is going on.
Yes. It's nuts, man. It is freaking nuts. Oh, okay. So let's do a quick little palate cleanser. How about the fact that during Gamescom, there was a game that was shown off with some footage, and the question that was asked was, aren't you just dying to have a game where you are an assassin who is a cat and voiced by Dave Bautista? Then, oh my God, do I have the game for you? It's called Cat Assassin.
Cat assassin? So it's a real cat, is what I'm hearing, because that's what a cat.
It's a what do you? Oh my gosh, what's the term? It's anamorphic. Is that right?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah,
it's like human proportions, but an animal. You know, like hair, tail, face, that kind of stuff.
and I saw one of the writers is from Stray, so you
Yeah.
kind of have the same, you know. Like when I saw what they were like showing, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Stray, which it's a cat, so why completely reinvent the wheel?
Right.
But being a assassin cat sounds perfectly normal to me.
Yeah, the look kind of looks like they literally just took the world of Stray, but then they just added an anthropomorphic star character.
Sure,
And it is being labeled as a neo-noir stealth action adventure.
good times. I mean, cats are stealthy, and they'll fuck you up.
Oh yeah. They'll love you one moment and then kill you the next.
Isn't that right?
Zealeus is checking on his cat to make sure that she's not moving in for the kill.
She's secretly listening this entire talk and be like, ha ha ha.
He's like, oh,
You've given me permission to live out my
damn
fantasy.
it. My plan is foiled. They know what I'm about to do.
I must hide and act cute like always, like nothing ever happened.
Of course, of course, of course. Abort, abort. But anyways, there are a ton of other games that were showcased over at GameCon. The new game from the company that brought you Disco Elysium, which is called Zero Paradise, is coming soon. Now, of course, that game or that company is marred with quite the controversy, because basically the vast majority of the people that made Disco Elysium a thing left the company. So that was actually the reason for the question a couple weeks ago of, can a studio make a follow-up success to a great hit, even if all the people who were a part of the reason why the hit happened were gone. So there you go. So we'll see what Zero Paradise is like. A lot of people are like, dude, it really is just like Disco Elysium. They just put like some new skin on it. And I love Disco Elysium, so I'll give it a spin at some point, I'm sure.
I saw, apparently, it was interesting to me that a World of Warcraft expansion called Midnight was announced at Gamescom, because many eons ago there was this thing called BlizzCon, where all things fun and exciting Blizzard were announced.
Yes.
It was kind of because I was talking to one of my coworkers, and it's kind of nuts because it's like, it seems like people for WoW now are more excited about what they announced for the classic WoW.
Yeah.
And I guess there's like multiple leagues now. It's like not just WoW Classic. It's like you got like different. I don't even understand how it works, because I don't really care enough, because I'm not going to get sucked down into that rabbit hole.
Again.
But it's a whole thing.
Yep. Yeah, I was actually I was like, oh, they still are making expansions for this thing.
Yep.
All right. Well, cool. Yes, I actually went to one BlizzCon. That was really fun.
Yeah. I mean, it was, and they had like, didn't they have pretty real, who was the band there?
Tenacious D.
Yeah, and I think they've had like Metallica one time.
Yes,
So
they
like,
did. They did.
yeah, so it's a pretty BFD to get to like be at BlizzCon. So it's just interesting that they still don't do it. But
Well, I mean, the thing that I didn't know was going to be awesome, but now looking back on it, was that BlizzCon. First of all, BlizzCon sold out in like no time at all because they only allowed a certain number of tickets to be sold. But
Yep.
but looking back on it, oh my god, it made the experience so much more enjoyable. Because now I'm going to, I haven't been to a convention that has a an attendance cap.
Yep. Now I know what you mean. Yeah, there's something to be said for having that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, I did want to mention I am very, very sad to report that a convention that I was really looking forward to going to next year, early next year. It's a convention that I went to at least twice, maybe thrice, in Chattanooga. It was called ChattaCon. It was, as I stated many, many times, it was a buddy convention. You could hang out with anyone and everyone. I'm talking like the guest of the year to, the person who just showed up at a convention for the first time. And you could hang out with them. You could shoot the shit. It was laid back. It was awesome. It was so exciting. It also gave me an opportunity to catch up with the spooky dudes, which was oh my gosh, what was it called? Vitamin Geek before. So I'm really sad that they, after 50 years, they have decided that it's time to just say bye-bye. And it's hurt my heart because I really wanted to go this year, but due to the freaking Mother Nature, Hurricane Helene, and the wonderful nuances of homeowners insurance not covering groundwater, I was unable to attend this year, which pisses me off. And now it really pisses me off now that it's gone.
It sucks because there was no warning. There was no farewell. Like, hey, this is our last year. It was just kind of poof.
Yeah, they just announced it within the week. They're like, we came to the decision. We're gonna walk away. Which I totally. I mean, I you did it for 50 years. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's not that it's you can't be mad at them.
No, I don't think it's a case anyone would be mad. It's just anyone would be sad. I think is a much better way.
I kind of wish that they had basically said, "Hey, we've decided to do one last hurrah." That would have been awesome.
I think that's what people.
That you want you want that last. That it's the last, so you're going to soak it all up experience.
Yep.
I mean, because and unfortunately, I don't think I've ever been to a convention where that has been the case.
It just kind of ends with a putter.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, by the way, a couple months later or something. Yeah, that was the last one. Thanks for the all the support in previous iterations of the convention, and then
yeah,
sad day. Because that was going to be like, because I still don't know if I'm coming back to MomoCon. I'm going to be totally honest. It's too big. It's too scarily big.
I'll still go at least one more time just to see.
I might actually, for the first time in, we're in 2025, so the first time in 14 years, go to a convention as just an attendee. Because I might go to MomoCon just as an attendee.
If I did as attendee, I'd probably just get like a Saturday pass.
Yeah.
And just, I don't feel the need to spend more than, as an attendee, more than probably one day there, honestly.
I mean, there's still a part of me that wants to do one last panel at MomoCon.
One last hurrah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Anyways, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we've basically reached the end. Remember that next week there will not be a show, but fear not, I will be streaming on Tuesday and Thursday, so you can come check that out. But until then, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure getting here to come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.